I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. Nahum, Chapter 1. Nahum speaks of the burning of the earth at the second coming and of the mercy and power of the Lord. The burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum the Elkoshite. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger, great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea, and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence, yea, the world, and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation, and who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. But with an overrunning flood he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. What do ye imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. For while they be folden together as thorns, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble fully dry. There is one come out of thee that imagineth evil against the Lord, a wicked counselor. Thus saith the Lord, though they be quiet, and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down when he shall pass through. Though I have afflicted thee, I will afflict thee no more. For now will I break his yoke from off thee, and will burst thy bonds in sunder. And the Lord hath given a commandment concerning thee, that no more of my name be sown. Out of the house of thy gods will I cut off the graven images and the molten image. I will make thy grave, for thou art vile. Behold, upon the mountains the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feasts, perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off. Now, I know I didn't pause in there, but that was just such a fun reading. I enjoyed that. Now, of course, remember, this is the burden of Nineveh, so this is speaking the doom or the judgment against Nineveh. And what appears to be just a description of God's power needs to be put in its proper context, and that it says, he's slow to anger, but he reserveth wrath for his enemies. In other words, this isn't just a description of his power, but this is a description of what will happen when he finally returns. When he comes back, the hills will shake, the mountains melt, the earth itself will quake at his appearance, and the wicked will be driven out, will be destroyed. We do have this mention of Judah, but I love that this is a fairly famous quote too. Behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bringeth good tidings. Now this is talking partly about Christ. The first coming of Christ, he was preaching good tidings. It's also John the Baptist who opened the way for Christ. But it is primarily talking about the missionaries in the last days as they go out from the mountains. They are being sent out from Salt Lake, Utah, from the mountains, publishing peace throughout the world. But this will continue after the second coming, because as I mentioned in Micah, not everybody is going to be instantly converted at the second coming. There will be a time where the missionaries will still be going out to publish peace. But I love the description of this so far. It's great imagery. I didn't mention it in my introduction, but Nahum is actually kind of famous for his poetic style, and it is beautiful. But we'll pick this up in chapter 2. See you there.